one. Okay, John, let's just talk about regulation.
Oh, your favourite subject's a flipping lawyer. You love all this, don't you?
Yeah, well, somebody's got to pay the bills. The regulators come and go, but they tend, in my view, to grow when there's a public feeling and outpouring that we can't allow this type of thing to happen. So the health and safety executive grew out of too many people dying on building sites, and you have regulation for food safety when people are choking on stuff and there's things in the meat they don't like. From what you're seeing, is there going to be some sort of need to regulate the way in which all this government largesse over COVID is going to be dispensed?
Well, yeah, because the printing presses are running, 24/7 at the moment, just handing cash out. And it cannot be right when you get an organisation like Wimbledon being reported that it's actually claiming on its pandemic insurance and picking up $140 million, yet it's going to furlough its staff and pick $100 million, from the government. Now, surely that can't be right, but unfortunately...
Well, I don't know anything about that example, and you'd like to think that the insurers, before they actually write the cheque, will go through a bit of due diligence and just see whether or not there's been any mitigation. But
all right, what about Tesco's then? Tesco's have just paid a dividend out to their shareholders, 635 million, and yet they're going to get 538 million in business rate relief. So, if they can afford to pay such great dividends, because they've had one of the best trading months ever, as people were bulk buying flour and eggs and pasta and toilet roll for some reason, but there you go. And yet they're getting money back off the government. Is this what the taxpayers really want, or do we need some regulatory controls and checks and balances?
Well, there's conflicting demands here. We want Tesco's to stay open, don't we? So we've got to do anything necessary to keep the supermarkets open.
But they are open. They're doing fantastic trade. They don't need to be given 500 million to stay open.
Well, but what worries me is the firms who are furloughing, taking the money on the high street, and then are going to go bust, leaving us with nothing afterwards. Because the question that we're all asking is, what's going to happen in 3 or 4 weeks' time when we go out? Will there be anything there? Will there be any shops there? Will there be any businesses still surviving on the high street? And those of us who are left trading, my worry is we're going to have to pick up the bill. So the tax rates are going to go up, the rates are going to go up, and there's going to be a whole change here in the way in which we look at these companies like Amazon, Google, and what have you. They're going to have to foot the bill.
So we're going to have to have more transparency, more trust. To me, that sounds like we're going to have more blockchain, because that's the one thing that technology is able to produce in spades: transparency and provenance.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that a bit later, but I agree with you. Okay. I think that's the way it's got to go.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Just under 3.